All right, come on. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. It's a Wake the F Up Monday. This Monday, September the 16th, 2024, 10 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. That chat room is wide open, or you can call in if you dare to. The number's 570-982-6950. Broadcasting on all social media platforms. We are super excited to be here on a Wake the F Up Monday. We hope you are safe, your family's safe. I hope everybody's okay. Hope you had a great weekend. We'll get into that in a moment. We are super excited to be here. I know I am. I know Cindy is. And please, if you don't mind, like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team, 8 years strong. We definitely, truly appreciate the support. This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on this entire universe where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, SennyJ, God bless. Good morning. Good to see you. And how are you, young lady? Blessing.
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Motivational Monday. We're going to get started. Wake the F Up Monday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I am going to let you guys know what is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have front page news with Senny J, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Exactly. So we're gonna get right into this thing. Hold on, City. Before you get into these stories, I want to share some things. And I know what you're about to say. I see Princess Cox, no pause in the chat room. Princess, did you get my message from earlier this morning? I'm definitely calling you. And I know Cindy gonna say, yeah, right. He's not gonna call. Definitely gonna call Princess. I need to talk to you. Greg Young and God bless you. Sister Soldier can't do the show without you. Now, I just want to get into a little bit of something real quick. Special shout out to my man promoter Dave Shoes. By the way, we got almost the same birthday. My birthday is March 5th. His birthday is March 4th. He's a super promoter in the Bronx, New York, and in Harlem. Matter of fact, we're gonna celebrate my birthday in March. We're gonna do a comedy show and a party. We're gonna do comedy in Harlem. We're gonna do one in Brooklyn, and then I'm gonna do 3 joints in New York and 1 joint in Pennsylvania. That's beside the.
Whoa.
We did an all black comedy show at the party in Co-op City in the Bronx. You know, my beloved, y'all know how I feel about my hood. Even though I don't live there anymore, but I'm in the Bronx once or twice a week because my beloved mother is right there in the hood and she refuses to leave. And I'm not mad at my mother. God bless Mother Harvey. Now,
Exactly. Where's she gonna go?
exactly. My mother was like, I ain't coming out here with no fresh air. I'm from the Bronx. Okay.
What?
Yeah, my mother said she ain't doing fresh air. She don't like it out here. Okay, fine. And I,
She didn't say that. She just didn't want to live
yes,
with
she did.
you. And I
Yes,
don't
she
blame
did.
her. She didn't
Yes,
want
she
to live
did.
with you. And I
She
don't
said,
blame her.
I said, Mom, I got a room for you here and you could just settle up right here. And matter of fact, in this room that I'm in right now. She's,
What?
she's,
A room with you when I got my palace to myself?
yeah,
No,
no
thank
doubt.
you, son.
No
No,
doubt.
thank you, son. I'm okay. I'm
That's right.
okay.
And right, there's nobody in front of the building, nobody on the stoop. There's none of that here. So I think
Yeah,
it's the
she has no
culture shock.
protection. You're
Right.
always gone. I get it, Mama Harvey. Stay where
Yeah,
you
no
at,
doubt.
girl.
So Cindy, we in the hood. We're in the Bronx, New York, the all black affair, the comedy show. Cindy might have been about 300 to 400 people in the building. Everybody looked great. We did the comedy show. Matter of fact, Stephanie KH, who, you know, the beloved of my sister in the game, she was on the show as well. You know, we all ripped the house. We had a good time. A special shout out way to GL Douglas for her 20th anniversary. Steph and I went over there first, and then we went to the big show in the Bronx. And I just bring this up for one reason. I want to share this with you, City Day. Uh, After the comedy show, the vibes were dope. I even got on the dance floor, did my little dance for 2 minutes. Stephanie danced. We danced a little bit. Everybody danced for just for a few minutes. And then Stephanie and Aldo left. And I stayed for a few minutes longer because I knew so many people there. You know, some of these people I went to junior high school with, high school. Some of these people I got high with. Some of the people I work with. I get now. So I want to talk. Cindy, now it's about 11 o'clock. I'm about to leave. Kenny Williams and his wife Priscilla was still there. He's trying to move T-shirts that he couldn't sell. Shout out to Kenny Williams because they was too busy dancing.
I'm weak.
And City, I was tired and I was in Co-op City. If you know Co-op City, the Bronx, there's nowhere to park. Just like any other metro area or a neighborhood in the five boroughs, there's a bunch of projects or condos. There's nowhere to park, but they had a parking lot right across the street, right next door to the facility. So it was a good look. Shout out to my man Dave Shoot. Now, bring all this up, City, because I walked my tired ass out of that place after working, doing the show, dancing. It's a lot of emotion, so you're tired. So, Cindy, I walk out the courtyard of the place. Oh, and shout out to all the DJs as well, my man. I'm sorry, Cindy. I love you. That Super C, my man Boogie. I'm sorry,
It's a little
DJ
all over the
Boogie.
place. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shout
DJ
out to
Boogie, my man Super C, Smooth Ski. I'm sorry, Will Tracks and Boogie Blacks. These are guys I love and I run with. City, I walk out the place tired as hell. I had on this hot ass black sweater, by the way. It was 17,000 degrees in there. I'm dripping in sweat because I got on the hottest sweat in the building. And I'm not talking about dashing sweat. I'm talking about hot as hell. City, I walk out the building. As I'm walking out the building, I see more beautiful people coming in. The fellas look good, pause. The ladies were looking absolutely beautiful. And City, as I walked out the courtroom, out the courtyard, I see this beautiful African American sister walking towards me, SennyJ. And this woman was high stepping like she was walking with a purpose. I said, she must be late. And I don't know why she was late because everybody was starting to come into it was the after party now. Everybody's showing up at about 10, 11 o'clock. And Cindy, this woman who, I don't know who she was. She was tall woman, statuesque, beautiful woman, walked towards me, almost knocked me over, Cindy. And I was like, wow, no wonder what's wrong with her. And Cindy, the moment she walked past me, I hear her yell out, where's my motherfucking money?
Who is she saying
You,
this to?
you ain't going in there without giving me my money and going in there talking to these bitches. Just like that, Cindy.
Who was she talking to?
So I turn around. It's the last dude that I said good night to. It was a dude, I was giving him a pound, yo, good night, and I walked away. And she yells out, I want my money now. In front of everybody, she wasn't playing. So he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. He throws up his hands with a gesture like, calm down. She goes, if you go in there with that bitch, I'm coming in there. But before that, I want my money. So now I'm walking to the parking lot. He grabs her by the waist and Cindy, they walk away from the venue. Now they're walking behind me. I'm going into the parking lot. My car's parked on the fourth floor. Cindy, why they get in the elevator with me and they're arguing? We're on the same floor. She's arguing, she's calling all type of names. He's like, I'm gonna give you he goes, I'm gonna give you the money. Let's get in the car. Let's get out of here. I'm not making this up. I don't know what the player did. I don't know what happened, but it was a piece of nice drama towards the end of the night because she wanted her money. And she said, if you go in there, I'm going there. You go in there with these other bitches. And he did, and I just want to share this. He did what a man is supposed to do. I'm sorry, that's in a situation like this. Before we start the show, welcome to the show. Wake the F Up Monday. He removed himself from collateral damage. Because if he was she was so upset, Cindy, even if he, whatever money that he owed her, if he would have gave it to her right there, she still was going to walk into that building and it was on and popping. Sir, whoever you are, I applaud you for your restraint. You did the right thing, bro. You got the hell out of there. If you had your other woman upstairs or whatever, your main lady was not around, none of that, or if that was the side chick, I don't know. But Cindy, I pose this question to you. If you was that woman in that situation, and whoever these people are, man, God bless them. I hope they're all right. But if you was in that situation and you wanted your motherfucking money, that's exactly what she said. Quote, he would have gave you your motherfucking money and said, yo, I'm going back upstairs to the party. As a woman, SennyJ, are you out of there or you going upstairs and following him to the party? Talk to me. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. This was happening in real time. And I was going to tell
So she
Stephanie
was
about it, but
following him to get her money, to get said money.
yeah, I don't know. He must have been at the party already because when I left, he was already standing there. I was walking out, but I didn't know him, but I kind of knew him, but I was being courteous and I was giving him a pound. Like, what's up? I think he saw the show. You know, it was that kind of connection. So I'm assuming that he was there already. I'm just guessing. And I think the woman knew that he was there already. And this chick came to the event ready to cause havoc. And actually, I don't know, maybe she texted him and said, yo, come outside and meet me out in the front. And he probably looked at it and went downstairs. And remember, these are grown folks. Everybody's grown. That party was off the hook. God bless Dave Shoot. It was a dope party. But I don't know if there was a communication, you know, where they was like, hey, listen, I'll be downstairs. But that chick walked right up to that dude and yelled in front of everybody, I want my motherfucking money now. Woo! Cindy.
Kareem says it wasn't really about the money. She didn't want him to go in the club with that lady.
Right.
That sounds plausible too.
That's not right. That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he needs to
wanted
clear.
to
Maybe he wanted to get her. Cindy, they got in the car and left.
Well, yeah. Well, he obviously owed her some money too. There was obviously two things at play here. Because I'm thinking, what is she, like a performer or something? I mean, me personally, that's
What
not
would
really
you
my
do?
style, but I can get angry. So I can't say it would never happen. You know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't. But I don't know. I don't know what the money was for. Maybe she needed the money to get home. Maybe she needed the money to eat. I don't know how bad she needed said money. So that would cause somebody to act like that.
She's.
And I need to know how much. Like, what are we yelling about?
I think Kareem is right. I think it was more. I don't think it was about the money. It could have been $100, $200, $50, $2. It could have been anything. I
Yeah.
think it was if you go upstairs, sir, I am coming with you, and it's going down tonight. Oh, Stephanie, I wish you was there. Stephanie had left 20 minutes before that happened. Yeah, because we all parked in the same parking lot.
Shawn, you're just messy as hell. Stay out
I
them people's
know, I
business.
know. And then I want to say something real quick about one more thing. So, Cindy, if you was in that position, Bob, don't go nowhere. Cindy, if you was in that position, you was
Bob
in
was
that
like, I'm
position.
already gone.
No, Bob, you stay. Bob, the world famous Bob Sutton, you stay your
He
ass
had
right there.
already scrolled on. I don't
Bob,
blame you, Bob. I don't
the
blame you.
Bob, you stay your ass right there. Cindy, what would you do as a woman? What I think he
I
did the
just
right
said I
thing.
wouldn't act like that.
You wouldn't roll up and say, where's my motherfucking money? And if you go upstairs, I'm going with you.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need more. I can get mad like that, but I hardly ever cause public scenes like that. So if I'm talking honestly, no.
Okay. Ladies, put a number in the chat room if you want that money and you going upstairs, or if that man went upstairs with you following him upstairs.
I'm not stopping no man
Now,
from doing that.
a lot of women, you would say, like Steph said, I would never. And Cindy, you might say you would never, but maybe caught up in that situation. And this was, and from the outside appearance, looks like a grown ass, stable woman. She wasn't no bum ass bitch and none of that. This was a stable, grown ass woman that was determined to cause havoc.
Yeah, but she obviously has no decorum.
But Cindy, when people are caught up in the emotions in the moment, sometimes it's hard to check those feelings. It's hard to fight those feelings.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
called
how
emotion.
stable you are.
It's called emotional maturity. and go get some.
So if you knew that,
You
so
wanted to cause a spectacle.
okay, so if you knew that your man was at the all black party with the comedy show that was off the hook and he had his other chick there and he owed you money and you knew that he was there and you pulled up, you're not gonna say nothing about it? We're not gonna get emotional?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably get emotional, but I'm not gonna embarrass myself just to what? Get in a car and go home with him and still deal with the BS? No. I get it back other ways. I'm not doing that. And I would never be in that situation anyway, so it don't matter.
Alright.
I'm too healed to be in something involved in something like that.
Oh, whatever, Cindy. Uh,
That's low vibrational activities, okay?
all right. Well, let me tell you something. Let's put it on the flip side. If that was my wife or my lady and she was in there with another neighbor and she owed me money, I'm going upstairs.
Oh, please.
I want my motherfucking money and I'm going upstairs. Now, Cindy, I want to say this, and this pertains to you.
Not Stephanie laughing at healed. I'm healed, girl. You don't act like that.
Cindy, I might have blocked a love connection from you, and I do apologize. I want to
I'm
say,
sure it's fine. Rejection is the Lord's protection.
because Cindy, I knew that you called me Friday or whatever day it was, or Saturday, and you was like, Shawn, I want to roll out with you in all your glory and splendor, and I want to hang out. And I know you got these big shows, and I was like, Cindy, that ain't gonna happen.
You see how he
And
do me, y'all? You
and,
see
and
how
you
he
know
do
what?
me?
And I want to apologize to you because you should have. I should have had you come with me, pause, and invited you because I might have stopped a potential love connection for you, Cindy J. And that love connection, Cindy J, was your beloved Bob Sumner. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Cindy. Bob was at the first event that Stephanie and I was when I was talking about GL Douglas, who celebrated her 20th birthday out in Club Lit, which was
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. And God bless this young lady. And Stephanie and I did a few minutes on the show before we went to the Bronx with with Kenny Williams and Aldo. And Cindy, let me tell you something. Bob Sumner, I think Bob Sumner is a very good looking man. Pause. I'll put a pause on that. Very good. And Bob's a productive member of society. Bob's a legend in the game. We don't even have to go over Bob's resume. If you don't know Bob HBO, Def Jam, BT's Comic View. We ain't got to go talk. Black Mob, we know Bob. Everybody knows Bob. Bob's been interviewed on BT. We know everybody knows Bob. Cindy, Bob was there and Stephanie was there as well. I don't know if Stephanie saw Bob. Bob had on this kind of lavender two-piece suit, Cindy J, with the pinstripes to match with it, with the brand new Air Force Ones, the Uptown, Cindy J, with a crisp white t-shirt, looking very gentle, looking like a damn gentleman, Cindy J. And this was an opportunity for, because I don't think, have you and Bob met in person yet, Cindy?
No, only virtually.
Right. And I'd like to apologize to you, Cindy J, because this could have been a moment that I could have connected you guys. If you don't know on the show, Bob and Cindy got some kind of synergy going on. I don't know what's happening.
I
Uh,
don't know if any said synergy. It's just you keep calling me out. I'm sure Bob talks to way more productive and interesting people than me to have
and
his
now
own
look,
interest in anything.
Stephanie said Bob was looking like a whole snack. I guess
As
that's the
he
compliment.
should. As he should.
Uh,
Everybody should be.
so I want to apologize to the legendary Bob Sumner right here on this show. Bob, the next time Cindy wants to roll out, we will roll out together so said meeting can happen. So I want to apologize to Cindy. I want to apologize to Bob, and I want to apologize to the universe because Bob Sumner got it going on. And I'm saying this on this show right now.
You pimping out Bob.
I'm pimping out Bob.
Everybody take a shot every time Sean says Bob.
Okay, listen, guys. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team with SennyJ. And we truly appreciate you, Cindy. I will yield my time. God bless. And Stephanie KH, it was great working with you this weekend. Go ahead, Cindy, what you got?
Okay, yes, you guys. Well, um, I'm going to, I guess, start off, with what everybody's talking about. Trump, his assassination attempt or lack thereof, whatever. I'm going to give you guys the deets to start off this morning. The FBI is investigating what is said to be an apparent assassination attempt on Donald Trump at his Florida club yesterday. This at his golf club. This is the second time in 2 months there's been an apparent attempt on his life. He's now safe and was not harmed in the incident. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw held a press conference and they were informed at 1:30 Eastern Time yesterday of shots fired by the Secret Service when agents fired at a man who had a rifle in the bushes along the perimeter of the Trump Golf Club. Trump had been playing golf at the time, moving between holes 5 and 6. A Secret Service agent spotted a rifle barrel with a scope sticking out of the fence of the golf course and immediately engaged with the person. The agent who spotted the rifle is part of a team that stays a hole or two ahead of Trump. The person was 300 to 500 yards away from him. The person fled the scene in a car and was spotted by a witness, which ultimately helped law enforcement locate the vehicle driving north on I-95 in Martin County, one county to the north of Palm Beach. They said we are able to catch a witness that came to us that, they said they saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan. They took a picture of the vehicle and the tag. Um, of course, this is ongoing. The person is in custody in connection with the apparent attempted assassination. His name is Ryan Wesley Ruth or Routh. The self-employed affordable housing builder in Hawaii went on social media to weigh in on politics and current events, at times criticizing the former president and expressing strong support for Ukraine. So it's an ongoing investigation. Um, you know, Kamala's camp, of course, said they're happy that he was not hurt. America, and they said America is no place for violence. Please. America is the home of OG violence. What do y'all talk about? And I want to know is right now, is assassination attempts part of the Trump campaign? They knew, he couldn't get shot again. He couldn't actually take another hit. So to boost up, because they knew that gave him a little bump in the ratings, they're like, let's just throw out another almost assassination attempt. See how that riles the base up after announcing that he will not that people will not have to pay taxes on overtime pay. Trump is doing what Trump does. Is it working for you or not? Oh, Bob said hi. Hey, Bob. Good morning.
There you go, Cindy. Thank you for saying good morning to Bob. Uh, matter of fact, you know what, Cindy, in a few minutes, Sharon Bond's going to come on, and she has a financial expert that's going to come on for a few minutes, and we're going to talk about credit and all those things in a minute.
Okay. Oh, good.
And then we appreciate her for that, and then we'll continue on with the show. First of all, we know that President Trump is grade A narcissistic, right? I think that would be safe to say, right, SennyJ?
Word.
And with the narcs, they do anything to win, right? That would be safe to say as well. And if they don't win, they'll make up some type of theory that, why they didn't win. And again, here we go with another assassination attempt. And right, Cindy's right. He's going to take an attack from overtime. He doesn't want to debate Kamala Harris anymore. And he's so desperate that any news for him is good news. I do believe in this assassination attempt because you know what's going to happen is the conspiracy theories are going to come out and say Trump is trying to set himself up to get assassinated every other day to gain an edge on this political race. It's not true. This guy lived in Hawaii. He was just a landlord. He hated Trump's policy on Russia and Croatia. Croatia, right? Is that Croatia? Is that the right country?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. And I think he's a Ukrainian. I don't know. And he was behind the bushes, ready to shoot Trump. But the thing that really disturbs me about it, and I know that it gotta be, it's the political correct thing to say, and it's also common courtesy. And even though y'all know how I feel about Kamala Harris, if I could vote for her 100 times, I will. And guys, get out there and vote, please. Vote Democrat across the ticket. I don't like that our beloved Kamala Harris made that statement about, hope President Trump's okay. No, sis. No, sis. No. Let's don't play those games, sis. Because if that was to happen to you, he's not going to say the same thing. This is a man who wouldn't even shake your hand unless you walked up to him and approached him and shook his hand. This is a man who wouldn't even look at you in a debate. We don't have no time for the common courtesy. We need to try to depress this mega movement. We don't have no time to talk about, oh man, there's no violence in America, and we're glad that President Trump's okay. F that. Not now.
Not now.
We got a race to win. We don't need none of that. Oh, to stop the violence in America. No. Stay the course, sis. If I was her, I wouldn't even acknowledge it. Just like what he does. I'm not trying to stoop down to his level, but you know what it is. This man is desperate. And he's talking this rhetoric that's potentially dangerous to him. Obviously, it's not even a potential. It is dangerous. He's talking about mass deportation. You get people angry with that. Guadalupe and them, they angry. Like, they don't want to leave. They will try to kill you. Stop saying mass deportation. It's so scary when you say that. And all this other, rhetoric that he talks about, people are now really want to take this in their own hands now and try to shoot and kill him. And this is the second thing I want to say about this, and we'll bring Sharon in. Secret Service, what's up, man? How secret are you guys? You can't protect us, though.
Well,
every other week he's getting shot at. What are you guys doing?
Right. And it begs the question, do we want a president that's going to be getting shot at every other week? I don't know, Trump team. This might not be the way you want to spin this.
Exactly. I don't know what's going on here. First of all, the Secret Service, I would get rid of all of them. Like seriously. And they need to beef up the security for Kamala as well. Kamala Harris. This is crazy out here. This is just like a scene from Scandal. Did you ever watch Scandal?
Yes, I did.
This is some Olivia Pope situation going on right here. Beef up the protection. I would say that. Beef up the protection for both of them because you want them both to be alive by election day. This is scary right now.
It's not scary, Shawn, please.
Then you don't think it's scary?
The drama right now is crazy to me. But you saw Elon Musk put out that tweet the other day talking about, and no one's assassinating Harris or Biden. Very, very messy. He has since deleted it from the X platform, but why would you tweet something like that? So it is, it's unsettling times. I will say that. Not necessarily scary. Very unsettling.
I do hope and pray.
Sharon.
Sharon, good morning. I know. One thing I would like to see, God willing, I would like to see both the candidates still alive in election day. I think we would want to see that.
That would be great.
Mi- Uh, uh, to our beloved Kamala, Kamala,
Say it right now.
Kamala.
Say it right now.
you don't have to say anything about Donald Trump and assassinate and his hope of you're okay and in your assassination attempt. You ain't got to say none of that. That man don't care nothing about you. Sharon, what's your thoughts real quick before we bring up the guests?
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Cindy. It's so beautiful. Sean,
Oh, thank
okay. Good morning, everybody in there in the chat room. Listen, Donald Trump sounds like he in the hood. I'm sorry. He sounds like he's living in the hood. He's getting shot at. I'm like, where's he on? Where's he? LA? Where's he at? He getting shot at. He got a duck. Come on. See, he don't have Secret Service. He got secrets. That's what's going on.
I hear that, girl. Yes. Yes.
Look, his wife may have did something. You never know. She might have put the spot out, because we ain't had this since never. We've never had this many attempts. We had talks, but we never had this many attempts.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
temps.
right.
Listen,
All right.
Donald Trump is becoming a liability.
That's right.
Uh,
Absolutely.
even the mob is like, we didn't even get our chance yet.
Stop, Sean.
All
I
right,
can't.
Sharon, you have a guest, and please, if you don't mind, could you introduce this young man and we can have a conversation? And welcome to the show, sir. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Sharon. We'll turn it over to you real quick.
Yes, good morning. And this is a great segue into this. This morning I have my friend, my dear friend, and partner on, Rashad Bilal, who is one of the founders of Earn Your Leisure. And the way that this election is going and the way that the economy is going, you see what that t-shirt says, access over liability? We really need to start focusing on what it is. So I thought that it would be great to bring Rashad on and let him tell us a little bit about what direction we need to go into financially, because we talk about everything else. We need to talk about when we need to, do we stash the money under the pillow? Do we get bitcoins? What do we do? And they just had this big event in Atlanta, Invest Fest. Everybody knows about it. And if you haven't known about it, like Donald said, it's everywhere. It's big. It's the biggest thing you've ever seen. So, well, Rashad Bilal, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Welcome to the show, man. We here, Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and we truly appreciate you, Rashad, man. Thank you so much. And educate us on financing for a few minutes, if you don't mind. I know you could go on and on and on. We do apologize that we only have a few minutes, but we are so grateful that you are on the show, that you can share your spirit, strength, and hope. And this is SennyJ over here, and my name is Shawn Harvey, and welcome, my brother.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, our platform is based around finance and investing, and I just think it's in general, it's important, especially for our community, to just take investing and entrepreneurship more serious. A lot of times, we have conversations about entertainment, or we have conversations about politics, or we have conversations about what happens in church. There's a variety of different things, but everything really stems from the economy, economic empowerment. So that's why we started the platform. We encourage people to continue to learn. That's another thing too. It's not like something that you just learn one time. It's an ongoing thing every single day. But stocks, real estate, business, those are the three ways that wealth has been created in this country since the beginning of this country. So we can go into detailed questions if you want, but that's pretty much like the pyramid as far as the wealth building aspect that we preach is, stocks, real estate, and business. And I feel like in this day and age, everybody needs to have at least one, probably all three of those things working for them. Even if you have a full-time job, you can still be an entrepreneur, because there is no job that has any real 100% job guarantee certainty. Every job is being replaced, and with artificial intelligence, any job could be replaced in the next 10 years. So I think it's important for people to have a skill where they can actually make money for themselves. It's definitely important to, own real estate. Everybody has to live somewhere. So that's important as well. And stocks allows you an opportunity to own, you know, some of the top companies in the world without actually being a business owner and appreciating from that increase over the course of time as well. So, you know, those are kind of like the 3 steps that we preach as far as, you know, getting into learning about financial literacy.
All right, let me ask you a question. Welcome to the show. But let's talk about the stocks part first, okay? So, Cindy, they got this thing called the S&P 500, where you can invest in the top 500 companies, and they give you a penny of each one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rashad, like, how much money should we invest in like a S&P 500, or like, what's the initial investment on stocks? Like, how does that work? Other than going to Robinhood. I know Cindy had a Robinhood account back in the day.
I
Okay.
still have my Robinhood. Don't sleep on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, best way to go about it is what we call dollar cost averaging. So that's what you put amount of money in every single month or twice a month, however you're doing it. Because that way, a lot of times people get intimidated when they think about investing because they're like, all right, well, if I don't have $10,000, if I don't have $100,000, then I don't have enough money to actually invest. Like if I invest $500, that's not going to do anything over the course of time.
Right.
But you invest $200 every single month, now that makes a difference. And that people can understand that when they think about their 401ks. A lot of people have 401ks or TSPs or 403bs, depending on where you work, and they take money out of your paycheck every single time you get paid. So that might be $200 every single time you get paid, which is $400 a month. So what ends up happening is that over the course of time, you don't even realize that they're taking the money out because you just learn to live off of $200 less every single month. But if you are in that system for like a long period of time, 20, 30 years, you can have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've seen teachers with almost $1 million in their 403bs. And these aren't professions where people are making millions of dollars, right? But they started when they were young. They started when they were just getting out of college. They had the discipline to put, you know, that money in every single month. They might have added to it as they got, you know, older. And over the course of time, that added up. So that's for the average person. I always say that that's the best way to go about it. Start whatever you feel comfortable with. The more money you put in, the more you're going to get. That's true with anything, right? But if you're putting money in every single month, it's just like paying a bill. If you look at it like, okay, this is my bill that I have to pay every single month. Pay yourself first is something that people have said for a long time. Then that's a better way to go about it as opposed to looking at it like as far as like I got to have a lump sum of money to put.
Gotcha. Cindy, before you ask him a question, I wanted to say one more thing, if you don't mind, and I'll yield my time to both of you guys. And Shawn, we appreciate you, and thank you so much, because there's no limit of knowledge that we can, you know, absorb here on the show and with all the folks that are listening. Now, Shawn, I want to ask you this question, okay? Now, you got a lot of folks that's in credit repair, right? And I don't know if that's part of what you do. I know you explain that in a minute. You'll answer that question. But we've had a lot of folks on this show that's specialized in credit repair. And I'll be honest with you, Rashad, there's a few of them right now that I've introduced to my audience that are on the run now for behavior, okay? For behavior that was contradictory to with the product that they were selling. There's a lot of credit repair folks out here in these streets, and maybe you could share with this, because you have the knowledge. There's 2 people now that I completely banned from this show, and one of them is on the run. They disconnected from social media. They owe people thousands and thousands of dollars. What's up with these folks out here that are doing the fugazi with the credit report or the credit repair?
Yeah, I mean, it's one is how is it anybody is that you should always seek information for yourself. It should never be a situation where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do something for you, whether that's credit, whether that's real estate, whether that's even stocks, right? Like the object is to gain information so you can do it yourself. As far as credit repair, I'm not a credit specialist, so I can't really speak details as far as like, but I know that. But that's like I said, any area of finance is going to lead to some level of abuse. That's on the highest level, like people like Bernie Madoff, that
Right.
got away with billions of dollars, and that's on a low level with people that might have started with credit pin and took somebody for $1,000, right? And
Yeah.
anywhere. So the key is to cleaning up your credit is not as complicated as the problem is that when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So it's like, okay, you give me $1,000 and I'll clean up your credit in 25 days. Your credit is a 400. I'm gonna get you from a 400 to a 700. Well, that's probably not a realistic expectation, right? Because I mean, the steps to clean up your credit is to pay your bills, right?
Right.
That's the best way to go about it. That's the best way.
Right. Who
I
does
mean,
that?
who does that? And you can, I mean, there are ways you can dispute things. You can call creditors, but it really comes down to having discipline. And the best way I think for credit repair is to never actually get into that point to begin with. That goes back to having financial discipline. That goes back to not spending above your means. That goes back to understanding how credit cards work. All these different things are extremely important. Now, if you find yourself in a situation, there are things that you have to do, but it's gonna require some sacrifice. So even if you're paying off credit, even if you structure the deal, you're still gonna have to probably cut in other areas, right? You're gonna have to be disciplined. You're gonna have to have other sources of income. You're gonna probably have to get another second job so you can actually pay off that credit. It's really no like easy road to just wave a magical wand and just have all credit just disappear. So I always would just recommend people just, if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And 9 times out of 10, you can do things yourself. Even for us, like we teach people about stocks, but we're not investing anybody's money. Like you can't give me money to invest for you. I'm not interested in that because if something happens, only thing you're gonna do is blame me for it, right? I'll educate you, and then you can make an educated decision for yourself, right? But, it's something that I think people definitely have to take more responsibility on, as far as not just giving people money, not just expecting miracles to happen, because, like I said, usually that's when you fall in trouble.
All right, Cindy, what you got?
No, good morning. I wanted to ask you, since you guys teach everybody about, stocks or how to get into it, what would you say is the most common misconception about investing into the stock market that you would want people to know?
That is like gambling. That's what people think a lot, as far as you hear that, you probably hear that a lot, like, oh, it's like gambling, it's like going to Vegas, it's no different than playing, fantasy football or sports. And I always say gambling is a game of chance and investing is a game of knowledge. But you can confuse the two if you don't use knowledge and you use chance. What I mean by that is that if you just invest in Dogecoin a couple years ago because you heard about it on Twitter, you've done no research, you don't have any idea of what it is, how it solves any problem. You just think that this is your opportunity to become a millionaire. That's gambling, right? But if you invest in Microsoft because you understand the company, you understand that artificial intelligence is only going to get bigger, you know the leadership, and you feel confident that this is a long-term investment that's going to make money for you, and it's the strongest company in history of the world, pretty much. Well, that's investing based off of knowledge. So that's probably the biggest mistake that I think that people that's not fully educated, they shy away from investing, especially in stocks, because they look at it like it's just one big dice game. And like I said, it can be that if that's how you approach it, but that's an irresponsible way to go about it. So you always want to lead with knowledge and not chance.
Well, you talked about stocks, and Cindy, you talked about that. And then we're gonna have Sharon ask a question, and then we're gonna let you go, man. And we really appreciate you. We would love to have you back if you don't mind.
No, for sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, Cindy, you talk about stock. They talk about stocks. I looked at the stocks, SennyJ. McDonald's. You know the McDonald's that we go to, McDonald's across the street.
Yes.
Everybody got a McDonald's across the street, right?
Right.
Cindy, the stock this morning before the bell rung this morning is Rashad. It's $296.53 per stock. How many
Per
of those do
share.
I need to? I mean, per share. How many of those how many of those that an average person needs to round up to make a few dollars off of that? How does that work?
Well, so the thing is, like, so you brought up something a while ago. You said the S&P 500. So
Right.
the S&P 500, what that stands for is Standard & Poor's 500, and that's pretty much 500 of the strongest companies, right? And it's from different areas. So you can, that's actually the best way to go about it as opposed to buying individual stocks, because you could buy
That's like a mutual fund, right?
kinda.
Okay.
So you could buy individual stocks like Apple or Tesla or Microsoft. The problem is that's a little bit more risky, because now you're putting all your money in one particular stock, right? So if that goes down, then your whole portfolio goes down, as opposed to having it in a 500 stock. So it's like going to the horse race. You want to bet on one horse, or you want to put money on horse in the race. It's hard to lose if you put money in every single horse in the race, right? So to answer your question, how much you need, it's not like that goes back to the dollar cost averaging. So if you're putting away 300, 400, if you put away, let's say you put away $500 a month. I'm just using that because this is just a number that I could just map. So $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year, right? So
Right.
now that, let's say over the course of 10 years, that would be $60,000 that you put yourself, right? But now let's say that that's doubled. So if it does 7% a year, which is very realistic expectation that the stock market would do, right? Then that money will double, because if it does 7.2 over 10 years, and it doubles. So now you have $120,000 over the course of that 10-year time frame, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
now $500 a month doesn't seem like 120,000 seems like a way bigger number than 500, right? But that's the power of compounding interest. That's the power of consistency. That's the power of doing it over the course of time. Now, if you do less, then it would be less. If you do more, it would be more. It just depends. And if the rate of return is higher, then it could be $200,000 over the course of that time frame. It just depends. But I'm just using that as an example. But yeah, it really just comes down to actually being disciplined and putting money in every single month. However much money you can put in, the more the better, for sure.
Right.
But I don't want to discourage people and make them seem like, you got to put $1,000 a month, and they're like, well, I don't have $1,000. So I like to start with where you're at. Start with where you're at, and then consistently over the course of time, the idea is to make more money and then lower your expenses. So now you have more income that you can actually invest over the course of time.
No
So
doubt.
after you put the money in, the goal is to leave it there though too. Like
Yeah.
how often would you say, or how long would you say somebody should leave in an initial investment?
As long as possible. As long as possible. It's like real estate, right? You can buy a house today and you can sell it next week, and you could potentially make money on it, right? Let's say you buy it for 300,000 and you sell it for 350. That's what we call a flip. So in that flip, you made $50,000, right? But I think we all in the tri-state area, how real estate appreciates over time. So if you would have let's say you brought a property in Bed-Stuy 30 years ago, right? Brownstone. What it's worth now today is probably 10x what it was before. So it's more beneficial to hold long term. It's always more beneficial to hold as long as you possibly can, whether that's real estate, business, stocks. Of course, if you need the money, then you have an opportunity. You can sell it if you want, but it's important. We don't want to look at it like it's a get rich quick scheme. Like, I'm gonna put money in and I'm gonna take it out next week. You want the real wealth holding long term. That's wealth. So you want to hold as long as possible, 10 years, 20 years. That's when you can really start to see real change, generational wealth. Like I said, you could have bought a property for $500,000 20 years ago, and that same property is worth $3 million now. That's real difference. That's $2.5 million difference. That's realistic. That really happens. So it's the same thing. So you want to hold as long as possible.
So Shawn, let me say this right quick, right? Because I'm looking at the chat room. Rashad, I know Rashad, the Drip King, right? I know Rashad. Rashad, everybody wants to know this, right? And everybody's being quiet. So that all this is good and they're getting it all. Rashad, what's the last stock you put in so I can go ahead and drop my money in there and get me a little piece of something? Like, everybody want to know that. Like, give us something, Rashad. Gotta come and give us something.
Oh yeah, not for sure. I mean, we talk about it a lot on our show, Market Mondays, but artificial intelligence is something that has taken over the whole world. We're very interested in what we call chip stocks. These are the chips that go inside of computers that make the computers work. So NVIDIA is a company that I'm sure you probably heard of. That's gotten a lot of attention. But TSM, which is Taiwan Semiconductor, so they actually make products for NVIDIA, and it's a company based out of Taiwan. And pretty much 70% of the chips run through their manufacturing plant. So they pretty much have a monopoly. So when you look at technology, everything that we use, so the computers, phones that we're on right now, they're powered by chips. The cars that we have, they're powered by chips. Microphones, they're powered by chips. Chips is probably the most important thing in technology because none of this technology happens without the actual computer chips that goes into it. So those companies that are in that chip ecosystem is very important. So TSM, NVIDIA, those are a few, but there's also SMH is a fund that has all of those companies together. Once again, that's like
Okay.
so that's an easier that gives you more exposure as opposed to investing in one particular stock.
So then let me ask you this question. Do you have to be, and I got two questions, then I'm done. Do you have to be like, do you have to have a special license or a special citizen to buy these particular funds, or any regular American or individual can purchase this fund without any kind of special certificate, anything like that?
Right, anybody can buy stocks. You don't have to have a license. You don't have to go to school for it. You could open up a brokerage. We call a brokerage account on Robinhood or Ameritrade or Fidelity, and yeah, it's real easy. You could just download the app. It'll ask you some questions. You link a bank account. You put some money in, and then you buy it. Anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a sanitation worker or if you're an
Okay.
executive company. Anybody can buy it.
Now, Cindy, let me ask you, Cindy, I don't know if you heard these, they got these new commercials out here in these streets to make money fast, SennyJ. And with Rashada, I want to know if we could do the overnight thing because I got a 7-game parlay cooking tonight.
He just said we are not looking at it as get rich quick, but go
I'm,
ahead.
I'm
'Cause
just
that's what you're
saying.
gonna do.
I'm just saying. I've had really good returns on DraftKings. That's all I'm saying. That's another conversation.
That's the problem with our people now, but go ahead.
Cindy,
I'm
they
going
got
the
these.
AI way. I'm gonna go ahead on the AI and NVIDIA.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes.
lock down on that.
well,
Go
you
ahead,
go ahead.
Sharon.
You go ahead. I'm taking the Dodgers tonight. Listen,
Send me your
this
picks.
there's this thing going on now. I don't know if you guys have heard it on commercials where you can cash out your life insurance policy or a whole life in policy. They got these companies now. They say, hey, listen, turn in your policy and we give you whatever percentage of the policy. Rashad, are you familiar with anything like this?
Yeah, for sure. There's companies
What is that about?
it's like a reverse
The
mortgage.
policy don't want to turn in.
Yeah, it's like a reverse mortgage if you're familiar with that. But companies. So let's say somebody's 70 years old, right, and they have $100,000 life insurance policy. So they probably have a life expectancy of less than 10 years left to live, right? So they have $100,000 life insurance policy, but they might not have any money for themselves, right? So that $100,000 life insurance policy is going to benefit their beneficiaries, but themselves, they are struggling to actually get by. So a company might come and say, okay, we'll give you $30,000 for your life insurance policy. So now you get $30,000 that you can actually utilize today, but now it's an investment for that company because the company will say, okay, we're essentially paying $30,000 for $100,000, because in 5 years when you die, the $100,000 instead of going into your grandkids, is going to go to us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's that's a way that they make money off of somebody's life insurance policy because the person's in a vulnerable situation where they need money. So
is
So they
this
become your beneficiary.
huh?
So they become your beneficiary now.
Yeah.
so?
Hey,
Then
Sean,
let
you
me
got
ask.
something you want to sell?
Yeah,
Huh?
no, but I'm just saying, Rashad, is this it's not a joke. I'm seriously like, is this a good investment strategy? Like, if you need the 30,000 and maybe you take the 30,000 and put it on this uh uh a TSM stock, or can you flip the life insurance policy, take the 30, 40,000? I mean, I don't know if you know better than I do. But if I came to you and said, I want to cash in this policy, I got another 10, 15 years to live, but I got 30,000. Can I come to you with the 30,000 and what could you do for me?
Well, you can't come to me because I'm not practicing as a financial advisor, but you can invest
Okay.
money. The object of what you're saying is like, okay, if I take $30,000 today and I invest it, that 30 can grow over the course of time, then yeah, you could do that. That's. But most of the time, when somebody's in that situation, they're not in that mind. You're talking about elderly people for the most part, right? Who need money to live. So most of the time, if you're a 70-year-old grandmother and you have $3,000 to your name, you're not in the mental fortitude to actually take $30,000 and to invest it and all that. Like you just want $30,000 so you can actually pay your bills, right? And you can.
Yeah, right.
So it's important. This is why it's important for education, right? So when you get to that point in time, that's why you should have retirement. That's why you should have other stocks. So if your life insurance is intended to go to your grandchildren, then that should actually follow through on that plan, right? But it won't if you're not in a position where you have other sources of income or you have other money to draw from. So that's why it's important to start early, because God willing, we'll all be older at some point in time. And if you're not prepared when you're older, then you put yourself in a very situation, because there's a lot of people that are working jobs not because they want to, because they have no other option. At 80 years old, at 75 years old, Social Security is not going to be enough to really take care of somebody, especially if you
True.
live in the area. So,
True.
and God forbid if you have any medical ailments, right? Like now you gotta have all of these different situations. So life gets more expensive over the course. A lot of times people think that life gets cheaper when you get older because you don't have kids anymore, but that's not always true. I mean, if you look at a nursing home, nursing homes can cost $30,000 a month. If you
Right.
don't have insurance to cover that, now it's a variety of different factors that go into things. So you gotta plan for the future. If not, then you'll be in a vulnerable situation where most of the time in that situation, the person that's buying the life insurance policy is going to make out better, right?
Right.
Because they're going to buy it for a cheap amount of money because they know that you need the money, and they're gonna. So if I buy a $200,000 policy for $20,000, now when that person dies, I'm gonna 10x my money, and it's tax free. So yeah, most of the time it doesn't work out, but hypothetically, yeah, you can do that. But 9 times out of 10, the person that's in that situation isn't gonna be witty enough to kind of take the money, invest it, flip it, do all of that.
Right. And let me ask one last question, then we're done, and we're gonna get out of here. And Sharon, you could ask the question, and Cindy, then we're done. And we appreciate you. We would love to have you back. Let's talk about real life, real situations with this. I'm a married guy. If I got stocks and God forbid something happened with my wife and I or anybody else or in the relationship, do I got to give some of that stock money over to the wife? How does that work? Rashad, talk to me. I got to give somebody else. I got to give some of this money up.
Well, you have a beneficiary, so the beneficiary is whoever gets
No,
the
I'm
money.
talking about the stocks, not the life insurance, the stocks. If I got my whole stock portfolio and God forbid a relationship break up, do I got to give 50% of that away? Because SennyJ is always for giving away 50% of that money. How does that work with stock holdings?
So you're talking about two different things. You're talking about if you
Okay.
pass away or if you get a divorce, right?
If you get a divorce.
Okay. Well, if you get a divorce, then yeah, I mean everything that you have pretty much is subject to divorce. That's why it's important to have, if that's a concern, you can have a prenup, right? You can have legal documents that go into that beforehand to kind of say, okay, but if not, then yeah, everything, retirement accounts, everything, real estate, everything is going to be subject to the divorce hearing, and then that's up to the judge, that's up to the lawyer to figure out what's fair and what's not fair.
Cindy, what you got?
No, no, I don't have anything. This is all good information. I was just going to ask you, is that what your company does? Do you teach people how to get into it? Like, since a lot of people don't know how to get into stocks or what it really is about, what would you suggest would be their starting point on, okay, I'm interested, I want to get into this, learn more about it,
Yeah, I mean,
outside of Google?
we produce content, so that's what we do. We produce
Okay,
content.
cool.
And how-to videos on like how to start investing in stocks. So a lot of stuff you could teach yourself. Like you say, you go on YouTube. I mean, our platform, but even if it's not our platform, there's a lot of different books. How to make money in stocks. There's a great book, how-to book, like for beginners. To actually, you could read that book and it'll teach you a variety of different things that you need to learn about the stock market, how to invest. So yeah, there's a lot of great educational resources. But yeah, that's what our platform is. It's an educational resource to help.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
that's great.
we definitely appreciate you so much. Thank you for Rashad for sharing your knowledge with us, and we would
Oh, and
love
I'm
to.
sorry. What's your platform name?
Yeah,
Of
we
course,
wanted. I was going to ask you that. How can we find you on social media, my listeners, if you don't mind?
yeah, appreciate it. It's called Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure, and it's on all social platforms.
Cindy, do you got that? So we can put in the group
Yeah, I'm gonna
room?
put it in the chat room.
Rashad,
Oh,
they want to know where they can get these T-shirts from also.
Oh,
Mhm.
our website is earnyourleisure.com, so all the information for that is on there as well.
okay.
Ah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it. All right.
So
So listen,
Rashad,
man,
you say
we appreciate you. So Sharon and Rashad, we're going to kindly ask you to leave the platform. We truly appreciate you, Sharon. We'll see you next Monday. And Rashad, we would love to have, again, you got your social media, anything like that you want to, so our folks can follow you?
Yeah, for sure. My social media is my name, Rashad Bilal. So RashadBill. That's my Instagram. And like I said, so Instagram and everything else is Earn Your Leisure. That's the company, and you can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything like that. But once again, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
man, we
would
appreciate you.
appreciate you.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rashad. Thank you for
All
Thank
right,
you,
coming,
man. We
giving us some
appreciate you
knowledge.
guys.
all
Thank
right,
you.
all right. Thank you.
Dang, why can't I put this?
Thanks, Sharon. All right.
Thank you,
So,
guys.
Cindy,
Put this in
you
your
got
head.
time? You got time to do one story real quick, or we done?
Yeah, I kind of have to go.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. Sharon, you got a last word, and then Cindy, we give you the last word, and we get out of here. But we truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Wake the F Up Monday. Go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah, we all woke up. My word today is faith. Faith is important. And when you have faith, you just hang your hat on it, leave it there, and go. Don't have faith so that way you can see it. Have faith because it's here and it's here. And let God do what he does. Don't get in the way now, Shawn. Don't get in the way. Just have the faith and do it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have faith in the stock today. Drop it and walk away.
Gotcha. I
That's
I
my
got.
girl.
Thank you. I got faith in the Dodgers today. Go ahead, Cindy.
My, I had a good one, but I had lost it. But my
Go
word of the
Dodgers.
day today is be great.
City. Wait a minute. What is it? Saquon Barkley tonight score at least one touchdown. Ride it on that, City. Ride it on that, baby.
What?
One
Well,
touchdown.
there you have
Philly,
it. You have Sean with the last word.
Philly,
Saquon
Philly money line.
Barkley.
Philly money line. Okay, continue on.
No, I don't have one. I
Okay.
don't have a
Got-
last day. Just be a last word. Just be great, guys.
Okay, good.
Be
Guys, we
great and
see.
have faith.
Be
Yes.
great. Be great and have faith. All right, guys. We see you later, man. God bless y'all. We see you in a few days. And y'all be safe. We are out of here. Thank you.
Okay, bye, you guys.